Today we up here in Baltimore at the start of the Transition Kitchen. First of all, we here with Chef Stu, aka the Celebrity Chef. First of all, how did you get that name, man?
You know what? It's funny. I was on this when I was in Atlanta. I had met these guys, and they had a little reality television show that they were shooting called Table Scraps TV. And Table Scraps TV basically was a television show designed like a talk show with a chef. I was the chef of the show. I would cook for the guests of the show. And they was trying to come up with a name for me. When I was working in Atlanta, I had cooked for Shaquille O'Neal. I had took a picture with Shaq. And I had a chance to cook for David Banner, took a picture with David Banner. And I had cooked for Tracy Ellis Ross and Malcolm Jamal Warner on set of the show Read Between the Lines. So they knew that. So they were like, man, Celebrity Chef, like on the show of me, I had a chance to cook for those people. And then when I went on to that show, they was like, we're going to give you a name. And Celebrity Chef is the name they gave me. But it sounded crazy because nobody knew me, so it was like, that's Celebrity Chef, like, nah, let's get rid of that. So we changed from Celebrity Chef, like, let's just roll with Chef Stu. And I was like, I like Chef Stu.
Chef Stu.
You know what I'm saying? But again, let me say this, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I know you asked me that first. I always just like to get this out first before I get into whatever we're going to do. Then shouts out to you for coming in and giving me the platform to speak on everything that's going on. I need these types of forums to be able to get the word out and awareness. So I take kindly to that. So thank you for even asking me the opportunity. I'm humbled, I'm honored at the opportunity. And now let's get through this interview, buddy.
Man, let's get right into it, man. Let's go back a little bit.
All right.
When did you develop the passion for culinary cooking and just your passion for cooking in general?
Really, it started out, honestly, it's funny, I told the story so many times, like, I come from a really big family. My grandmother had 13 kids, my mother being like maybe 8 or something in that mix. And some reason, I think the cooking gene skipped my mother altogether. So she would take us out to eat and do stuff like that. She could cook a couple things, but not really. But we would come into the city on the weekends and spend time at my grandma's house. And my grandma cooked around the clock. 13 kids, you can imagine cousins by this time. So she was all, old school, around the clock cooking. For a long time, I thought she was the only person on earth that could make a sunny side up egg. I'm like, man, my grandma would make the egg a certain way, the yolk come out. They're like, that's called this. I'm like, no, it's not that. It's something different. And then from that, I would go back to my house. And then I'm like, damn, I'm sitting here thinking, here we go back with my mama talking about a TV dinner. Let's order a pizza, and I just over there. She's making steak fish with stewed tomatoes and shucking the corn, roasted it, mixed it in with that. Mashed potatoes, they still got the lumps in them. So I acquired to want to learn how to do it overall. And this is before we had cell phones and everything. My grandma used to call me. I used to be in the house with the phone, and we would go so far, and we would coach each other on stuff. And from that, I ended up rolling into a culinary program here in Essex, Maryland called Eastern Vocational Technical High School. I took the culinary arts and restaurant management program. So everybody knew me, always knew that I could cook. It was like a little secret thing. You wouldn't look at me and think, damn, Stu can cook. And then from that, I went through a few things in life and just realized, a definitive aim, and just thought about my life and took inventory of myself one day. And I said, you know what, likable, articulate, neat, clean, how to cook, business-minded. And like as I'm writing down all my positives, things and qualities that I like in myself, I thought of a restaurant. It was like all that just tied into it, because the restaurant business is a lot about personality. It's about business minds of it. Like just a great cook herself doesn't run a great restaurant. It needs that face of it and that. So it's like, you know what, this is something that I can put all my energy into. All the talents that I think are my strong points are things that work incredibly well in the culinary industry. And I already had a head start because I went to culinary school already. So at that point, I stopped using what they call the shotgun approach, which is trying multiple things to get ahead. I used a success principle with the definitive aim to lock in on one thing and allow for that to take you to the top, and you'll achieve true success, because it's the equivalent to get into a fight with some guys. Again, one guy come in, we fight one-on-one, I stand a better chance to do better for myself in the fight, versus 3 guys coming here and all of them hit me and I'm trying to hit him first. I swing and try to hit him, I duck, because I don't, So I don't have enough energy. Even if I do get a hit in, it's not powerful enough to do anything. So I got everybody out the ring, one-on-one, me and the knife and fork a plate. I'm fighting you. I wanna get this restaurant. I got everything that it takes. I moved to Atlanta, But his restaurant dream picked up in the middle of the night, like how the Ravens left us. I mean, we wasn't the Colts at that point. They left the Mayflower. Yeah. I pulled the Mayflower over Baltimore. I gotta go. I'm going to Atlanta because my concept of a restaurant was going to be a crab cake. How was I going to do that in Baltimore? Everybody here got it. Okay, so now I have something I can take with me that's different somewhere else, and I'm going to take this crab cake to Atlanta, Georgia. So I pick up, again, middle of the night, move to Atlanta, get to Atlanta. It was a building in Atlanta. It was already equipped, furnished, which is just more powerful how I'm in a building now that has nothing. I started out chasing a building that had everything in it to leave, like Santiago on the journey of the alchemist. I am him right now. So I go down there to get the restaurant. The deal falls through. I didn't have that much experience, to be honest. So as we start to get closer to the closing of it, okay, chef, how long have you had? Oh, you never managed a restaurant before? I had managed Taco Bell, but that wasn't the quality of what I was trying to do. So it was like, it was an investment. You know, you really didn't have the experience. The investor was going to put up all this money for somebody that lacked the knowledge, which is a big reason the restaurant failed. So she backed out on me. Now, mind you, I picked up in the middle of the night. I ride down there. I got this whole plan going. I'm about to get this building. It's on its way to working. It's looking good. We got meetings. I got a potential investor. I mean, again, the building was already up and it was already in place. So it was just more so just getting the deal done, open up the door. When she backed out on me, it is when one of the other things that I use to get ahead when I teach success and stuff is that Napoleon Hill quote, "Your greatest success moment comes after your biggest disappointment." And that's proved true in my life because I picked up to move to Atlanta to get this building that I knew I was about to get. I'm telling people it's about to happen. I'm excited. I know what it's going to set up as far as setting up a grand opening for it. Like I had everything on paper to be like, order the flowers, call the DJ, order the food, invite these 10 flyers out, these 3 people coming from out of town. Like I did all the work on it. I work with stuff like that. So I had the whole blueprint. She says no. Napoleon Hill quote hit me, boom, now you face your biggest disappointment. You didn't get the building, but I had come too far in the journey, had already used tremendous faith to go there. I knew there was a reason that I was there, and I knew that I was going back to Baltimore. So in the magic of this, I didn't have employees when I went to Atlanta. I hooked up with a staffing agency. It was called Food Team. And Food Team was going to actually staff my restaurant in Atlanta. So when I got it, I would have been able to just call them, I need 4 chefs, I need this. So when the deal fell through, I called them back. They was the first person I thought to call back. And they calling me every day, well, when does the building open up? Don't you need 10 cooks? And they getting excited, did you get the building? I said, no. Today was the day that she told me she's not going to put the money up. So I need a job. So they like, well, where are we going to send you? Because I had the certification, I went to college for business, I'm about to open my own restaurant now, I'm saying put me to work. They're like, what we know about you, like, are you sure there's something you might want to do? It's a reason that I didn't get this restaurant, what you got for me? Call me back 10 minutes later. We have a contract with the Sheraton downtown Atlanta at the hotel. I mean at the airport, at the hotel. The executive chef needs a banquet chef. Start tomorrow. Go over there, ask for executive chef Mike Teasley. And you work over there now. So I went and I'm literally in tears because the lady said no, but I'm also in tears to be like, I know he slammed that door in my face and he didn't even allow me to go almost 30 minutes without picking me back up and giving me what it was, which I realized at that point why I didn't get the building. It was some stuff I didn't know. He started asking some questions I didn't have the answers to. So I go in there to the chef Mike Teasley. He asked me, he walked in, you asked me, you know how to make this? I'm like, nah. You know how to do this? I'm like, nah. You know how to do this? I'm like, nah. It's like, damn, what do you know? Look, brother, I went to culinary school and this and that. It's been a long time since I've been in the kitchen. I know this, I know that. I knew that. You're like, oh, all right. But again, when you walk into a kitchen, nobody will ever be able to tell you what you do or don't know. So therefore, it didn't matter if you knew it or not, because I was about to show you the way I wanted you to do it. And I said, well, look, brother, thank you, because it's definitely by the design of the fathers that you are here. You are to instruct me and teach me how to be a better chef. And he like looking at it and said, man, listen, I had a restaurant deal closed yesterday. I supposed to be opening up my own restaurant down here. And the investor backed out, Food Team sent me over here to you. He says, wow. I actually just got hired for this job myself as an executive chef 3 days ago. He said I went on Craigslist or went on some website saying it, and he said that they thought that they had filled it because he was the executive chef at the Marriott at the time, and he wanted to move out. So he was able to get this job. So it was like we instantly connected because it was like he was new to that kitchen, I was new to back being in the kitchen, and chefs always need the henchman. And I said I'd be your henchman. So he started training me. Robert, stand up straight, hold your knife better, do this, do that. I started to get repetitions with things that he was showing me because they was doing a catering operation, same as I'm about to do for my students. From there, food team had contracts that I couldn't even imagine. They would send me to the Ritz-Carlton to be a banquet server. So again, like for people that don't understand how imperative this is, and this is what I always tell people that try to get ahead in the culinary arts industry, this is how Chef Stewart got to the top. I basically worked with a staffing agency that had contracts with multiple people in multiple different industries in the culinary field. So in the event that I own a restaurant and my top chef goes out for 3 days, I don't have the time to put a now hiring sign in the window, pick through somebody, train them, show them everything, and then Friday fire them. Like, that's just not logical. So staffing agency serves that purpose. Oh, calls on, you need somebody for 2 days? Perfect, bing. So I was able to get in there. I told him, man, look, I was a banquet server. One of my first jobs here in Baltimore before I left and went on the journey, I worked at the Sheraton here as a banquet server. So I had the banquet service experience. So they sent me to places I would be a banquet server. I started grinding like you wouldn't believe, brother. I put myself into a trance where I said for 5 years, I'm going to basically go in as many restaurants as I can and work as many places with them before I even think about my own restaurant. I humbled myself and was much more patient to realize this might be 5 more years before this restaurant happened. But I still knew that it would happen, and it kept me, excited about it. But a lot of times, people get discouraged when they think something's going to take long. So I just threw that in there, that I accepted the fact. So as you're getting inspired, accept that it's going to take long, but just know that every day you're doing something to make it happen. It should make you feel better about yourself. So fast forward a little bit, man. Within 4 to 5 years' time, there wasn't a person in Atlanta that did not know who I was. I would be coming out the house with a tuxedo jacket on, and I go and work over there as the banquet server and carrying plates. I leave there and switch into a chef jacket, go over to this operation, and I was the banquet chef over there that night. My skills got up a lot more. I still wanted the restaurant. I knew I didn't have the restaurant, but I had learned that I didn't really even want the restaurant as much as I thought that I wanted it. As I started to learn more, I started to want to be a caterer more so. I started to really like cooking a lot of food. To me, it's like being in an orchestra. Like, it's many instruments, but it all be brought together to make beautiful music. So it's like the intricateness of knowing how to bring all this together at one time, from in the box to on your plate, and 100 people's food look the same way. I like stuff like that. So I started a catering company. Now I had all the experience, the knowledge. I knew how to make money with a caterer. I didn't have a restaurant. Skip it. Let's just open up a catering company. I called it Stewart's Bistro, and people started to hire me for catering. From there, it just basically kind of took a little life of itself again, because now I was in a position where I was still earning money to learn. So instead of me, going back to another culinary school and getting in debt, and then still had to get out of culinary school and then work to pay back the debt, I just took the bites of the bullets. I let him laugh at me the times that I didn't know the stuff, and I kept going, and I ended up learning it. So while he was paying $500 to his tuition, I was picking up $500 for learning the same thing. So it was a win-win. After that, man, I started to cook for some celebrities. They started pushing the celebrity chef thing a little bit more in Atlanta. I started meeting everybody in Atlanta. I started throwing parties. Shouts out to the ex-firm, Atlanta Santiago. Started working with her. She actually had me cater Bobby Valentino's listening party. Gabrielle Union was there, Young Jock, Carly Red. I had a chance to do Bangladesh's video with 2 Chainz a long time ago. I did a couple of videos. I did Black Rob listening party in Atlanta. So then, the buzz was going even higher at that point. And then I ended up doing this, another one of those shows we did, Jasmine Guy and Demetri McKinley came over. I cooked for them in my house. And then we did this little webisode, Industry Soup with Chef Stu, where at this point now, it was like, let's just make this a reality TV show, because I always felt like I had a positive message to give. I thought that I could highlight how much money was in the culinary industry, and then basically appeal to our men and to show them that there is another way to get ahead. I go to schools all across the country. I always ask kids to write down what they want to be when they grow up. And I can show you, I don't have it here with today, in California, that rapper and basketball player pops out like so much is unbelievable. So I say, man, you do the math on it, 32 football teams in the NFL, they might do 10 or 15 players per draft. That's 320 people out of 9 million of our children want to do that. There's not enough teams to supply a fraction of y'all. So that's like, not to deter them from not thinking that they could get it, but let's look for other options to get ahead. So then when I started to cook for celebrities, and I started to bring people to my house and, you know, do this reality TV show industry soup, and different stars would come over. We wanted to highlight that to show, you know, things that was going on, and basically take that to a reality television show and inspire the world through my story of coming from the main streets of Baltimore City, going to work for 5 years in the underground, working all these places, humble enough to, you know, be around all these people at the same time, inspire them, and they inspire me, and, you know, and use that to inspire others. So after that, I realized that the celebrity chef thing kind of backfired on me a little bit in Atlanta, because as I was seeing with all these stars, and I was hanging out with all these people that was coming to my house, people who would normally use me for catering was like saying, "Oh my man, we didn't even think we could afford you now."
Yeah.
Like, so that it was messing with my marketing strategy, because I'm down to earth. Like, that's my motto. Like, so I could have worked the deal where I might have did your party. But then if you're saying you're a celebrity chef, you're cooking for celebrities, it's like, well, no, I do cook for them. Obviously, if Shaquille O'Neal hires me to a party, he's probably willing to spend $10,000 on the food. If you're willing to spend on a party, you're probably willing to spend $1,500. I can write menus for both of you guys, but it just was too much to kind of explain, like, okay, hold up, are you really celebrity chef, or are you really still trying to cater for the people? I wanted to just be a celebrity chef that was down to earth. I didn't know too many other celebrity chefs that would be willing to come down, still cook for $1,500 and sit on your floor with you and do the things that I did so that you could be encouraged and inspired to go forward. So the show kind of got a little buzz on YouTube, you know what I mean? A couple of networks thought that it was a good idea, but nobody picked it up for real. So just kept going. And then Food Network kind of stepped in. Got an email one day. I was doing another GoFundMe campaign for something, a restaurant we were trying to get. You know, I'm always trying to generate something. And Food Network seen the video, and they said, we got an opportunity for you, and we want you to come on our show. Would you be interested in coming on the show, The Great Food Truck Race? The Great Food Truck Race paid $100,000 prize.
Cool.
And you get to win a free food truck if you win the competition. So here I go again in Atlanta. I'm like, man, catering is slowing down. I mean, I'm cooking for famous people, but it's not every day. So this wouldn't necessarily pay the rent all the time. Like, we gotta come up with enough strategies. Say, oh, if you're gonna be with celebrities, you know, a lot of people pass through Atlanta. There's not a lot of people that actually live in Atlanta. And then you start to think about other things like, you know, you need to be in LA where there's way more famous people. You know, a lot of them have chefs, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more opportunity in California. So I was already gearing about going. The Food Network called the email for the show. The show was based in San Francisco. And I understand I moved with the universe. I said, okay, it's time to leave Atlanta. Confirmation of that would be, you know, it was a friend of mine that was kind of down on his luck, and I used to let him stay at my house sometimes. And one day he accidentally set my apartment on fire. He was cooking some fish. I wasn't even there when it happened. Don't really know everything that happened. All I know is that I got a phone call and I'm hearing sirens and orders and bells, and I'm like, damn, is my house on fire? Yeah, yours. What?
What? Hey.
What? My house on fire. I'm with my daughter. We go back to the house, and we was hanging out, and she was walking through, splashing in the puddle, looking at me, and I'm like standing there, and she's like, don't worry, Daddy, it's gonna be okay. And I'm saying to myself, so you have no idea, this means Daddy has to go to California. Like, they moved me to the point I had to move out of the apartment. I had just put in the lease. When I started thinking about moving to California, I told them that I wasn't going to renew my lease, so I had put that in. So I was already about to start putting my stuff in storage and get ready to figure out the next move I was going to live at. And then when that happened, boom, most of the stuff got destroyed. So it just minimized what I could salvage, which was enough stuff to send to California, because shipping it across the country, we might as well buy brand new stuff. So the stuff that I sent was like my books and like all the stuff that meant the most to me. That's what didn't get messed up in the fire. The fire didn't say like burn the house down, but you know, once it went off, the sprinklers came, the water damage, it was a mess. So I ended up moving here after that point. I had to move to Cali. So I called Lunel, we was talking, and you know, I had came and I had told her that I really wanted to kind of get out of there, and we had built a relationship through her coming on my show a couple times, and I called her and was like, listen, you know, I want to transition to California, and I think if you know, if I could come over there for a week, I would be willing to pay for my own flight, get my own room. But if I could just, you know, hang out with you a little bit, you know, have a home base to do some things, and you know, utilize me, because by this time we was already trying to figure out ways to be our chef. Like, oh boy, I need this all the time. But you live in Atlanta and I'm in California, but them damn crab cakes and that shrimp and salad, we gotta figure something out. So I was calling with a proposal, let's figure this out. So she said, you know what, yeah, why don't you come on over here? And my birthday is in a couple of days, and I can have a few people come over. So I said, no problem, boom, hang up the phone, pack all my stuff, fly to California. I catered Lunel's birthday party. It was a private event. Definitely can't name drop, but you already know the party was lit. I catered it, people was blown away, and Lunel was blown away. Because I had cooked for her a couple times, but not on that level. It was kind of stuff, because, you know, first thing she said was, I don't want all that fancy stuff. You know how she is, y'all know her, so she's like, Chef, I don't want that. You got pork chops, you gotta do that? Like, I was born on that. I want stuff a duck. I want to show you something. So she said, I don't want the fancy stuff yet. Maybe make me a pork chop. So I did that. She was blown because I did all these hand-passed hors d'oeuvres. I used like a lot of petite bowls and plates, and then from there, she was like, "We're gonna figure something out." But initially, when I told her that I would pay for your own flight, she said, "You damn sure gonna pay for your own flight, and you definitely rent a car because I'm not taking you nowhere, but you don't need a place to stay." So again, I always shout out Lunel. Lunel ain't a place to crash in LA. Like, come on, get yourself on your feet over here, you know. And you're my chef. You cook for me while I'm in here, and I'll have events, birthday parties, and special events like that. You'll be able to do that. You know, she travels. She's still on the road, so it's not like I'm her chef. I follow her around, but she could call right now and be like, "Stu, all right, y'all, we're on our way there. Take care of her, make sure she's good, and we can travel." So I'm still able to do my thing, but we connected like that. After I did that, I moved to San Fran. I said, you know what? All right, now Lunel's gonna let me be her chef, but I know she's gonna move around a little bit. It don't make sense to sit in LA and twiddle my thumbs. San Francisco is only a couple hours up the street. It's a much more food city, you know what I'm saying? And the show, the great food truck race is there. So I said, yo, she said, you can stay in LA. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to the Bay. It's only 4 hours away. This way I can market 2 cities. I already got Baltimore because that's where I'm from. I've been in Atlanta the last couple of years. I branded Chef Stu Celebrity Chef in Atlanta. Now I'm introducing myself to Hollywood. I'm coming over here through you. Now Food Network is based in San Fran with this show. I'm going up there. So I moved up there, stayed with a friend for about a month, waiting for the show to call me back, let me know the day to go on. When they called me, they tell me, Chef, oh my God, I hope you're ready. You didn't make the final cut. I'm like, I didn't make the final cut. I cried. I'm like, damn. I was being strong with the house and in Atlanta, like 9 years in Atlanta working in a restaurant, and then leaving there to realize that, not that I was giving up on Atlanta, but like, damn, like this ain't, that's not how that was going to happen. And then get to LA, get excited, okay, this is now it's about to happen, this is all I did over there. And then now, Food Network calls me and tells me I'm not making the show. I told the lady, I moved to San Francisco. She said, you moved to San Francisco? I said, yes, I thought you lived in Atlanta. I said, I did when y'all first reached out. My house has caught on fire since then. A friend of mine told me that I could stay in San Fran, and you know, I came here and I see the food culture, I started to learn stuff over here, and you know, I wanted to stay. I figured I would get on the show and win the food truck, and that's my answer dream come true. I got a food truck, $100,000. Like, I believe in it so much so that I'm here. She said, okay, we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna get you on something else, don't worry about it. I said, all right. And she ended up kept her word. They called me again and said, hey, Josh Grocery Games, let's go. I said, all right, I'm ready. I went on the show. First time cooking on television in a competition, you know what I'm saying? And again, for me, I never claimed to be the best chef. I know that I'm well-rounded. I know that a lot of chefs make way more than I do. You know, I just really wanted to measure myself up against what the judges would say, more so than the competition amongst those. Because to me, we all won by getting on the show. I didn't know their personal stories, but in my mind, I'm in tears to know that I started out in Baltimore, riding down the highway in a U-Haul, when they're going into a kitchen getting trashed the first couple of weeks, to now meeting Guy Fieri, hanging out with G. Garvin, Artie, Richard Blaylis, like the top chefs in the world. I done made it to standing in front of them. And it blew me away. Got a little nervous, moved a little fast, and ended up cutting my hand and got eliminated. But I came back with tenacity. I know they robbed me on that one. I know I felt like they did. Everybody said they would lose. But I came back 14 minutes. I finished my dish. I started fresh. It was a Mediterranean-style seafood cake. I made a relish for the cake. I did probably go overboard with the slider, kind of made it too Americana like Richard Blaylis said. But Richard Blaylis said, food content is on point. G. Garvin was like, commended me for being able to rebound from that. Artie said, you're the only chef with vegetables on your plate. They told the other guys food tastes like cat food. It was crazy. And I'm like, how did I go on? But I'm like, all right. But it humbled me again. You know, and
that show almost sounded like Chop.
Yeah, I was bad. I was like, man, they didn't even know I didn't have my rent money. Like at this point, I'm in California. I'm trying to live in Oakland, and I'm like, my apartment is $3,000. I didn't even know all this when I try to move out here. So now it's like, I need this plate. I need this money. I actually had got a place, and it was $25 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. So I'm like, man, I need this money. I I go on the show and get eliminated. It was a $20,000 prize. I went off the show like, oh my goodness. You didn't get the rent money. Back to the basics. Let's keep going. And do what you gotta do and just keep building up. From there, I ended up getting on Cutthroat Kitchen. They called me back a week or two later, chef, come on Cutthroat, you know, like a month or something like that. I ended up going back on there, and I won Cutthroat Kitchen. But I couldn't say nothing about it. Because when you take the show,
it's delayed.
So it's like 9 months. I'm in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it made me re-strategize everything, because I knew that at some point, I don't know when, they're going to air the show, and the world going to see Chef Stu do his thing. And I was excited. It was.
All right, we back with Chef Stu. We were getting into the story that I was talking about Chef Jeff and the book I had read, Cook from the Stove, from the Streets to the Stove.
A friend of mine gave me that book one day, and he said, man, you gotta read this book. And he actually read the book in prison and came out of prison, and he's now in culinary school in Seattle and well on his way to becoming a chef. Catering company, you know, follow right in the footsteps of what Jeff did. And he kept asking me about him, and I was like, I never heard about him. And then he gave me the book, so you gotta read this book. And I read the book, I was in disbelief that how the hell had I not known about him? He was exactly me. Like, it was confirmation. So when I read it, it all made sense on when I was supposed to have got it, but I was impressed by the story. I've been looking for Jeff Henderson. I sent him some messages on email, messages on all social medias, LinkedIn. I tried to track you down, Jeff, and I ain't nobody reached back. So Jeff, if you're watching this, please, I would love to meet you, share my story with you, and obviously I know your story already, but I definitely want to get with you, man. I commend you, and it definitely, once I learned about you, you know, I have the utmost respect for everything you're doing. It kind of tied in, like, now here I go to attempt to do something else, like, in reference to Jeff, like, that story should have been much bigger than that, because that could have saved a lot more people. So here it is, that was a while back. Now here I go again with another attempt, basically with the same story, almost few differences, but overall the same. So Jeff, get behind me, man. I know that you got what it takes to get this movement off the ground, so I want to share this story with you, Jeff. Chef Jeff. I'm sorry, Chef. Sorry, Chef.
Now, once again, we're going to go back to the question of what can people do, and what are some of the things needed for the transition kitchen at this time?
All right, transition kitchen at this particular moment is doing good. We made an initial pledge for 10,000 people to donate $1 per person. 10,000 people initially gets us $10,000. The $10,000 can be used to purchase used equipment to actually get the kitchen up and running. Some of the things that we need equipment-wise would be a stove, we need a grill, we need a flat top, we need a stove, we need a slicer, we need a 2-compartment sink, so a hand washing station can be here. We need a shelf to put all our spices and different ingredients. We also are going to put a 3-compartment sink out of the just a little edge of the room. That could be our dishwashing station. 3 stainless steel tables to go right here. Now, if I can move around, can I move, or do I stay still? Okay, so let's move. That way we can really get this. All right, so obviously the paint, which is already something that's been taken care of today. We have somebody's donation was going to be the pressure wash. So I'm giving you guys step by step on what we need and how some problems is being done. So pressure washing was a problem. That's no longer a problem. That's been solved. The paint was donated today, so once the pressure washing guys come in here, then we can put the paint on the walls. You can see where this little exhaust is at. This is where the hood vent needs to go. So we have contractors already in here. The electrician is actually in here now, taking notes and getting his project together. So what I'm going to do, guys, paint this, and then we're going to start bringing in the equipment. So the $10,000. So the first $1,500 that come in, boom, we got a stove. The next $1,500 that come in, boom, we got a flat top. The next $800 to $900 come in, bing, we got a stove, a flat top, a grill, a fryer. The 2-compartment sink is actually going to go right here. As you can see, this is just a little home base for some of the donations. The idea is to have the line here so that when I'm cooking on the stove, I'll have the mirrors like they have in studios. so that the students that could be behind me, like as you're standing behind me, you would be able to look up and look into the mirror to see the things, because I can't have all the students crowding me, standing around, because now students in the back not going to be able to see. So certain things they're going to have to sit down and watch, and then they can come up here in groups and be able to do it themselves. So the idea initially, again, is to basically create this as my line, so to speak. And then from there, I'll have the stainless steel tables where I'm able to turn around and do cooking demonstrations, cutting boards, and things of that nature will be pretty much right here. As you can see, and we can show them that we already have the stools here. So again, progress is already being made, so we no longer need stools. Right here is where the reach-in refrigerator needs to go. And right here is where the reach-in freezer needs to go. Right there, I plan on putting a big television. The electrician just let me know that he's going to have to move all this over so that they can power something electrical thing. I don't know, but initially it's going to be a big television here, so that again, the students that are sitting here at times will be able to look up at the television. We can show some videos, we can go through some clips, different things. Might want to show them a technique, let them know that I know what I'm talking about, or that somebody else said it first, you know what I'm saying, and then show what I did, and then we can kind of work it that way. So this initially will be the classroom, aka the kitchen. Some donations that came in today with some coolers that we'll be able to use for off-site catering. They were very much needed and appreciated. We have a electrical chafing dish, so again, we will be able to keep food hot, which was one of the things that I asked for, so that when we make breakfast and stuff like that, we have one little way to keep food hot for the students. If it happens to be a day when we're not actually cooking, we always want to have family meal. This is for family. That's how the atmosphere in the kitchen is. We always make a family meal. Today we got a donation of some coffee hot pots, which was great. So I actually have a coffee maker in here. 3 coffee pots to be able to make coffee in an event that we have to go off-site. We actually have portable coffee things to keep the coffee hot. Donation came in the other day of the flyers. This was a contribution. Somebody said, "Chef, I love your movement," and I got here and it was 5,000 flyers. So wow, this was a big thing. My sister came through and brought some snacks on the first original day when we opened up Transition Kitchen for donations. So we had snacks for people to come through. So if you do come through throughout the daytime, we know it's hot outside, so you guys, we have water here, we have snacks, you guys can get something to eat. As the donations kept pouring in, we got freezer bags, as you can see. We got both sides, short ones and small ones. We got some pasta. I really didn't ask for too much non-perishable food items yet, again, because we're about to do a lot of construction and stuff, so I didn't really want to have that in here. But again, that helped. So again, we're going to eventually move all this stuff out, but we just wanted people to see the progress and see what was going on, so that you're not alone when you donate to this cause. One of my favorite spots here in Baltimore, Captain Joe's donated their signature crab seasoning. I plan on putting a steamer in here and actually show kids how to steam their own crabs.
Oh wow.
And then that way, that can also be another way to generate a business. Maybe 2-3 kids hook up. But you know what, let's do our own crab business. Chef Stu showed us how to crabs, crabbing, license, boom. Y'all go ahead, get out of Transition Kitchen, go start your catering thing, come on back and y'all owe us some crabs. Alright, some red wine vinegar for a lot of the sauces that I'll be making. We got a strainer. I asked for a restaurant style strainer. I know beggars can't be choosy, but on the donation, guys, keep one thing in mind. We are looking for commercial kitchen stuff. Like residential stuff is not going to last. A bowl like this will be broken 3 days, but we still going to use it because, again, I do need some stuff like this. I don't want to sound hypocritical. So for the most part, let's go commercial. But I can accept a little bit residential type stuff because this is for kids. You know, if somebody's 5 years old, he needs to use this one. So again, make sure you donate strainers and spatulas and spoons. You know, a spoon like this is more residential. It wouldn't last as long as the one that would be commercial. Again, I'm grateful for everything. As you can see, utensils started to come in, spatulas, brushes, spoons. Again, this wouldn't be in any of your quality restaurants because it's high plastic. We're going to be cooking on fire. You know, a student makes a mistake, standing too close, this is on there, it's going to melt down. So again, you know, I'm very appreciative of it. Thank you for this. It's still going to come in handy. That's not what I'm saying before y'all get it mixed up. But as the donations come in, we need restaurant quality stuff like this. The cool thing about it, Pat Jones also donated some mallets for the crab program. So this will be actually in the gift bags for the kids. When y'all first come in, I got mallets. We from Baltimore. Everybody need to know how to eat a crab. So that's part of the training. To eat a crab in under 30 seconds and be able to keep your hands clean at the same time. Another lady with a catering powerful story, man. All kinds of people from all walks of life are contributing to this, and I know why the Father wouldn't want me to do this on my own, so that he could show me how many people was behind it. Craig Big is a guy that I went to high school with. We talk on Facebook all the time. Hadn't seen him in 20-something years. Had no idea that his mother actually had a catering company all this time. Said, that's your boy. I seen the movement. I want to help him. We went to her house today, and she had a daycare, so she donated cups for kids, tops, plastic straws, which is going to be good because I plan on doing, like for the kids, one of the ideas for them is like a smoothie station. Show them how to make smoothies, different things. So now they'll be leaving out of Transition Kitchen with some kiddie cups, healthy smoothies, you know. So guys, again, collectively we're building. As you can see, we got some paint today, so
yeah, paint.
We got paint coming. So again, I know initially you asked me like, what do we need? I just kind of want to give you guys an overview. Again, the problem of the pressure wash, done, eliminated. The paint, done, eliminated. To move into the next phase, we got to pay these contractors. So some of the donation has been coming in, has been paying inspectors to come in and get estimates on some of the stuff that we're going to need to do. So far we've gotten an estimate on some stuff, so we're about to start getting our contractors in here. I think they want to move with the plumbing first. So the sink is the first thing that we need to do and get our 3-compartment sink. I was told that they have a 2-compartment sink waiting for me. I don't know where it's at. I've been here for 6 hours. You don't see it, I don't see it.
When I think about this, I think about, what's that shit? That Chef Robert, he does a lot.
Yeah, I know. He would come in here in 30 seconds. A team of people come in. Where y'all at now? Please. Like, I would love a design team to come here, throw all this away. I close my eyes, I come back in and let them do it. But I want to design it myself, though, because I got away. So y'all stay home. Y'all just spend the money here to do it. But again, you know, we moving in concession. We need to get the equipment. So let's just tackle one piece of equipment collectively together, guys. Let's just go after the reach-in cooler first. $1,600. Let's start a little Indiegogo campaign or just march for that. Initially, I wanted to do it in pieces, but I didn't want people to think that once we got this piece that we were open. So 10,000 really is open for business. So I want to break it up, I guess, as people see $10,000, be like, oh, that's a long way from getting it. Maybe let's just go after $1,500. So my team decided let's just break this down into smaller things. We have a we're gonna have a GoFundMe page up shortly to go after one piece of equipment at a time. But overall, that's the goal, man. We need to keep letting the donations coming in. Plastic bowls, spoons, cutting boards, ice cream scoopers. I made an initial post on Facebook, Robert Stewart. You gotta find it. I know it's been shared hundreds of times, and that has the initial list. One day I wrote everything that I would need. And again, some of the stuff has already came in. I know somebody's seen it because they bought the bags. So really we can eliminate the bags, even though we need more bags in the future. Again, you guys, this program has a way to sustain itself. This isn't a handout constantly every other week. Initially, we're about to stop asking for money. Trust me, once we get what we need to get, the cutoff is over. So let's go ahead and eliminate the bags from the order. Initially, if you want to send them, great. That helps me in the long run. But we have something to get started with, is my point. I asked for red wine vinegar. We have plenty. If somebody could match this donation and do a white wine vinegar. Again, you can go in restaurant places and get bigger bottles of the stuff. I appreciate the brother with this, but we're trying to consolidate the space. You would never go into a restaurant and see a bottle of vinegar this small. It would definitely be the bigger one. We need a shelf. Like, that's something that could get done tomorrow so that we can begin to start to put this stuff away. We need all types of bins. You know, we're going to need some of these bins to keep it really clean and neat and organized in here. I know it's hard to grasp this being in the kitchen right now with graffiti on the wall, but trust me, this is going to have the same standards that a Ritz-Carlton would have, or all those places would have. We need cutting boards. I have kids coming in. I'm about to teach them how to cut stuff. I could use 15 cutting boards right away. Knives. A lot of these people, again, ex-offenders, youth adults, never owned a knife. Let's donate some chef knives. Somebody did donate one. This is really cool, something like this. Anything helps. we need to get a lot of them. Don't worry, we're gonna have a lock box, so these knives will be locked away when we have the younger kids and stuff like that. I do want to show you something that I got from Tokyo. It's going to be really cool for the kids coming in this program, and for the adults who actually don't have any culinary skills. I'm gonna start with this one first. This one's kind of a little easier than that one. As you can see, this is called a easy to Z. Easy to cut or something. I think that's what that's supposed to mean. But in all actuality, what it is a preventative measure for people who really don't have knife skills, and a way to kind of help people not hurt themselves. So I have 3 to start with, and if I'm trying to train up kids that don't have no knife skills, we don't want one kid doing this while the rest of them standing back. So as you can see, you put on this rubber attachment, this becomes part of your hand. And each kit comes with different utensils. And they're connected so that you can just slide them on. I'll show you the 3 utensils that they have. This one is for scaling fish. So what you do, brother, you slide that attachment right on into this. You slide this attachment into this. And now we're going to get a fake piece of fish. You will be able to scale a fish. So even so, you will hold it from back here. Just another safety measure to be able to keep yourself from hurting yourself. And again, this is for people that don't even have knife skills, because this was, again, for Germany, where they do a lot of stuff, and one person become in the kitchen, you might have to scale 75 fish. So this was just a way to kind of do that. So it works not only for kids who don't have experience, but sometimes it might be used as a faster method to do something if you're doing it a whole bunch of times. And then you just slide the attachment off, and then you're able to slide it back on, change it out, and put on something else. Now I can have a kid back, this is a potato now, and he can be peeling the potato. Again, hands are safe, away from it, or again, another method, hold from the top, hands is away. Or again, a carrot or so, hold from the top, get it away. So this is really cool. We need more of these, guys. I got us enough to start with. Parents, I know you probably don't like this one, but this is a knife, again, for slicing different things, cheese, fruit, you know, lettuce. So again, this is just a little mechanism that I thought would be kind of straight to have some of this in here, to have some safety preventative measures. We all know the restaurant industry is kind of dangerous. I mean, stuff do happen in the kitchen, we get it. But I'm going to present it now. The reason I broke the classes up into 2 age groups, obviously the 6-year-olds won't be using this. I say kids because, you know, I'm a little older, so somebody's 15, no knife skills might start with this. For starters, really is the kid we're talking about. You know, after a while, 17, 18, you should be able to train with a knife, because once you go into the kitchens, you can't walk in there and look like Edward Scissorhands with this on your hand. But this will get you started. So again, I need to get more of these guys. I need to order these as soon as possible. Again, it's imperative to get them. Each one comes with different things.
But how many are you looking for?
I mean, I want to get, okay, so each kit only does one. So 1 vegetable peeler, 1 fish scaler, 1 little knife. So I need about 3 to 4 of each kits. 4 of each kits. Yeah, 3 to 4 of each kits.
We up here in B-More, we wrapping things up at the Transition Kitchen. Any last words for the people out there?
I mean, first of all, thank you for Real Talk with Zeb. I certainly appreciate you coming through. Again, guys, get behind it. This is called the Solution Transition Kitchen, where I'm going to transition you from what you thought you needed to know, what you need to know to get ahead. We're transitioning people from poverty to success, where the Culinary Arts program is going to teach life skills through culinary arts. We have several programs in place, from electrical, HVAC, carpentry, with certified trainers to be able to give the kids the knowledge. So there's a lot going on here. It's a resource center, and it's an empowerment movement to teach our youth trades and skills and economically empower themselves to become future business owners. And it all starts right here. So come be part of the transition. Donate $1, which helps, in a building that I stand in now that looks like it should be a skateboard park. But slowly but for surely it's becoming into a commercial kitchen where I'll be able to have a catering operation to sustain the program and keep kids employed. I'm looking for 60 kids a month to come through the program. In 1 year's time, that's 720 kids that would have been through this program. Even if you don't want to be a chef, you still got the culinary knowledge you need to move forward. So again, guys, be a part of this transition. Chef Stew presents to you Transition Kitchen, a culinary arts program teaching life skills through culinary arts, where $1 made a difference. I humbly ask for 10,000 people to pledge for me $1 each. 10,000 people, $1 each, and this dream becomes a reality. Make sure you sign my chef jacket when you get out of here, because as people have been making donations, my team have been writing down their names on the jacket. So guys, I've been getting the donations on PayPal, and every time one comes in, your name is on the chef jacket, which will be displayed in Transition
yeah, I got to sign the jacket. I got to sign the jacket.
Again, your $1 gets your name on the jacket. So if you're looking for a reason to send $1, basically that could be one. You send $1, we write your name on the jacket, you become part of history. But don't come in Transition Kitchen looking around and seeing thousands of people that help bring it to light and say, damn, my name not on there.
Thank you for your time today. Peace.
About to go home for the night. Just was sharing some more stuff with my man behind the scenes in reference to the donations. This is the jacket.
Hear my name right there.
There you go. Everybody who's made a donation.
Everybody.
My team is basically making sure that your names get placed on this jacket, and it's the reason that we have Stafford University on there. I took the idea of Transition Kitchen to Stafford University, and I told them about what I wanted to do and the impact I wanted to have in the city, and they were blown away by the idea. Now, go figure, I'm asking 10,000 people to donate $1 to come up with the equipment, and Stafford University gave me $50,000 by form of a scholarship. So one of the children who comes through Transition Kitchen Culinary Arts program that has a high school diploma or a GED will be eligible to win the scholarship to go. So I elect to do a statewide competition to all my chefs that's in Maryland in the 12th grade. If you got what it takes, come on over to Transition, get registered to win your chance to go to Stafford University for free, thanks to Transition Kitchen and Chef Stew's new movement that already has came home and impacted somebody before the kitchen actually opened. So Transition Kitchen has already begun to take shape. Even today, you know, initially it's about the culinary program, and we have other people who have different trades like the electrician and different people like that. Well, someone called today while talking to them about Transition Kitchen, and me having a brother of mine who actually is electrical, and has electrical background. She called the meeting and said, I need my light switch fixed. So I'm there picking up a donation. We get to talking about the program and how it offers, you know, electrician is involved in the program. She immediately needed her light switch fixed. I text him. He got a phone call a couple hours later, and then now it then already spilled into somebody else's home. So again, the program is gaining momentum. I mean, the electrician made money before the chef. Go figure that. All right, y'all, I need y'all $, man. Baltimore City, I love you. Get your name on this jacket. Get your name on this jacket.
Getting it up. All right, man. Peace.
Thank you, brother.